Yeah, Chris, the match is ready. The second one of the day. But are you guys ready for it? The first team coming to the stage. Get ready. It's the bad boys from the West. Here comes the Thunder from down under. Las Vegas, get loud for the Seattle Surge. Here comes Simp, Accuracy, Mack, and Kremp. Give a warm welcome to your Seattle Surge.
You can talk about their season, but does it matter if they make a run at champs? They can make up for all the missteps right here, right now against the Atlanta FaZe. Pred in this matchup has a 1.2. If you don't know what that means, he's been absolutely slamming them when he goes up against it. We're looking to see if he can do it once again. Let's bring out the Atlanta FaZe.
We got the bad boys from the West. Now it's time to bring out the bad boys from the South. Las Vegas, get ready, because here comes those menace in red.
100 racks up in my safe. I've been dreaming of pulling up in that Wraith. Take the stats, I ain't got too much to say. I got Gucci on my belt, but my pants sag. Wouldn't be surprised if my biggest hater made a fan page. You taking orders from your boss, you man-made. Grown at getting touched up by the handshake. Don't think you hear me right, let me clear my throat. 100 racks up in my safe. I've been dreaming of pulling up in that Wraith. Take the stats, I ain't got too much to say.
Las Vegas, get ready! Here comes Atlanta FaZe! Give it up for Slasher, Simp, aBeZy, and Cellium! It's the Atlanta FaZe!
To be honest, I've never seen Cellium look as serious on that stage as he does right now. Maybe looking to be the Undertaker in this series. The Atlanta FaZe has not looked better this season heading into champs. It's the villains of the league and they're looking to get a chip, and it starts right here. Let's get this match started, Blaze.
Ali, I agree. When it comes down to the looks on these players' faces, they're ready to go and it's looking intense. Vegas, you ready to get it started? All right, let's go, Merc, Maven. Let's get freaky.
I'm ready to get freaky. We've got a blast ahead of us. What a fantastic first series it was to kick this off, but we have a lot of incredible Call of Duty action to go. Maven here, joined by the ever glorious and beautiful Joe Merc.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm feeling good, man. I look like a PE teacher, ready to hang out. It's hot here. It's like 100 degrees outside. I'm vibing.
If you told this entire arena to like get down and do 20 push-ups, they'd probably listen to you, honestly.
They
like,
better.
you're literally our gym teacher right now. I love the polo look. It looks good.
I'm feeling good, man. This is going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun. Audience, you guys have been spectacular so far. This has got to be one of the most lit Thursdays we have ever had at a tournament, so thank you. But now here we go. Listen. Joe and I have casted a lot of Seattle versus FaZe. If you just looked at this on paper, FaZe should come in and slam them. But even when Seattle have been struggling, when they've been at their worst, when they've been on their up and down cycle, this is a matchup they have always lived for.
Yeah, I mean, listen, respawns 50-50 are on the year, right? I mean, they are right there. The problem is search and destroy. I think it's 10-2, 10-3 in favor of Atlanta FaZe. No surprise there. The problem is that last major, Atlanta FaZe, they took their respawn to another level. Probably should have won Major 5, one Cellium kill away maybe from winning it, but doesn't matter then. If they played that respawn, I think we all think in a best of 9 on a Sunday, they should have another ring.
And I think there are some Seattle fans and maybe players that blame FaZe for how this year has gone. You think of that gut-wrenching round 11, the dead-eat cheese, the hip fire that hits and takes out Pred. They might have won that tournament. This year could look so different for Seattle if that moment goes differently. Can you turn it all around here? Come out with a bang.
And I like what the Dust said. I think it starts with this map number 1, aBeZy Hardpoint, one of their best maps, but 3-1 is Atlanta FaZe versus Seattle Surge on this one. You talk about a couple of hardpoint maps where your subs have to get going. But for me, I'm looking at Simp. I need him to be that superstar once again versus this Atlanta FaZe team.
Well, see if he's able to bring it to. I'll start here for aBeZy and Deddy out quickly. Slasher lining up multiple as well. Going to be a very tough gunfight there with the sub at range versus Sib. And Sib, you need to come alive, need to have a big series. There's 2 for him, Joe.
Nice shots there. Obviously some early time here for Atlanta FaZe, but on rotation, you have Mack getting in position, you have Sib top gas, a big one-on-one about to go down. Slasher is going to win it, ready for that gunfight. Now over to Simp, wins the initial gunfight, and now just trying to play his life. And we saw at Major 5, it felt like he was back in his bag, right? Playing at such a high level, but all the rotation kills right as the hill pops, gonna go the way of Seattle Surge.
Yeah, you heard Nameless talk on the desk, like he'll play for the win. He'll do whatever it takes. Not that he was getting away from that, but he was playing around himself a little bit more, playing a little bit more selfish, looking to pop up on the map. And I think that team just needs it from time to time, even though you have the superstars. Just Simp is one of the best players to ever play the game. Assert your dominance when you can. Yeah,
huge break there. That's going to be 3 dead for Atlanta FaZe. They're going to get on the hill now. A little bit too easy. Accuracy still alive in the back. Going to get behind that truck, try to play his life, and able to find a kill on the hill. aBeZy tries to get in a position, but he's taken down over to Slasher with the sub. Able to take down 2, now up to 6-2. He had another great major as he finds 4 in a row. And this is what he was brought on this team for, to win another ring. But probably with a couple of headshots to give them that scrap time as we head on over towards P3.
And I think we talked a lot about the respawn improvements and, you know, Simp's tournament, but Slasher, yeah, he had an amazing tournament. And he's a guy who's taken a lot of flack this year. Knew he would be the scapegoat, but he has stepped up in a big way. And lordy, do they need that. But aBeZy getting cheesy. 3 in a row for him, 7-3 start. Just a 10-point advantage right now for Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, trophy down, AR in hand now. It's, well, aBeZy gonna find that one. All the kills going the way FaZe's way. You can see where Seattle Surge is spawning just so far out. The map control all to FaZe. A clean 25 seconds to start this P3.
That's about as good as it gets, right? Just nobody even in contention. Then you have one player that's gonna be spawning out. That'll be Simp. I see he's under CDL. They said he was the last one to get in. Maybe having some issues getting started, maybe on a different account. Not sure exactly what the deal was there, but looking to get it rocking and rolling as he is trying to connect in the gunfight. It's a few through for Seattle Surge, looking for the break. Not going to happen. FaZe still in control, and it's 5 in a row for aBeZy.
I mean, that is one of the cleanest P3s I think we've seen all year. That is a full 60, usually with the nades, the stuns, the ladder, pistols. Like, usually that's very messy. Cellium able to win that gunfight. Avoids the nade as well on rotation. So now this could get messy for Surge. They got to try and rebound off a spawn. Slasher's going to take down 2 with the nade. Pred, the last player up in position, loses the gunfight, and that cannot happen as FaZe going to get on the hill.
I think you nailed the start of 3. Like, they were spawning so far out, man. Like, it was just such a comfortable hold. Now can they do it again here? Accuracy, a little bit windier in the last gunfight. Team kill comes through. That Sib gonna be guilty of it on the heady. It's aBeZy winning gunfights, and it was a 40-30 game, Joe. That scoreline a little bit different now.
Yeah, P3 to P4. I mean, just all Atlanta FaZe. They are winning all of the gunfights 5 in a row now as a team. Now this rotation over to P5. You have Slasher working gas side. One player's gonna spawn up in the back to be able to take him down. Next up is going to be aBeZy. Him and Cellium just taking their time. They know every kill, very important on this rotation. Trying to get some match control, but there is that 100-point lead, and aBeZy able to snap.
Okay, that looks like an absolute joke. I don't know, there's some help there, but Mack now with the melee out, able to hit, snap there, but Slasher up to the gunfight. Now, Joe, if you're gonna bring this back to your Surge.
Starts here.
Yeah, say it starts here, but like, have you seen anything going wrong or just a hot FaZe start?
I just think it's the slang, right? Look at the top left. You have nobody positive. We talked about Pred's, impact versus Atlanta FaZe team. You need your stars in this matchup. Where the other side, everyone playing extremely well, especially Slasher and aBeZy, but they have to slow this game down, right? Force a break. for Atlanta FaZe to have to make, right? You control this, maybe get some scrap time at P1, you're right back into it, but there's the break from FaZe. That's gonna be 3 dead. And well, with this time, they're gonna keep that 90 to 100 point lead as we go into that next set of rotation.
Yeah, the break comes with 20 seconds left, so not maybe the end of the world, but just being in such a hole as you are as Surge, any second gets painful. It allows you, if you're FaZe, to kind of play for scrap, play for that junk time, and slowly get closer to that 250.
I think, 20 seconds at a P5 on most other hills, not a big deal. I think here, that's a lot of good time because this P1 is just so messy. It's not where you can earn a lot of time on the map. So aBeZy now on another 5 spree, potential MVP, starting to go off here in game number 1.
Plays the toughest position in the game and makes it look easier than anyone has in the history of the game. Keeps rolling, 20-6. This man's inception in the league changed the position as we know it, and he is on a tear. Not a tiny one, a massive one. 7 in a row, 21-6. Dropping a bomb here in the map 1 as he is just dancing. But finally going into prep.
Yeah, able to earn that cruise on rotation. Is Slasher pre-fire and throwing the nades. I guess the good thing for Surge, while that was happening, there wasn't a ton of time earned, so still the lead. Right around 90 points. But on rotation, everyone getting kills for FaZe as they set up for P2. They have backtrack control. They have gas control. Another rotation for Atlanta FaZe.
Simp is trying to get it done from the truck. Might be a flank on through. aBeZy might have his cup, but not going to matter as Simp is able to push that out. But FaZe so far dominant. The advantage is there. They are coming out swinging. Let's go right to a FaZe listening.
Mid-trees, weak. He's going front hill, There's 2, one's going laundry too. I can help you. Stay down. We have your help. Hold laundry too. Need a front side down. I don't know where laundry went. Front side down. Nice, no one. Find the lower back. He's on me, bottom gas. Top gas plat. He's on me, top gas plat. I'm trying to stay up. I don't see him. He jumped down. I spawned holes. He might chase me. He's back gas still. Dead. Nice. Good shit. They're gonna be top on me. They're spawning top. I'll see him top nerd. I need top. I'm trying to pitch you. I'm looking at it. Behind the heady. I'm gonna yes. Alright, take your time. We have a streak. I'm a streak. I'm trying to switch out office. I'm trying to flick top office. Listen, one is on the planter. Push top. Close door. No, plank. Top. I killed him. One more on time, but one was in orange. I saw 50 PD. Hold on, I'm trying to time. I'm pitching gas. There's probably max powering. Grenades on time, guys. I got 2 tips off it. Yeah, I did too. Max powering. Might be bottom orange. Mid that. Hey, top time. He went in orange. Let's want to P4. Spawn P4. Spawn PDS. Oh, side P4. I'm pushing on. No, one's in orange. I know. Inside planner. Top off. Mack. Dude, our own time and top office, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I'm spawning gas. I'm going new. We should all go new. One's front, put on P1. Yeah, tap it dead. I'm inside the Nice, 2. One more in there. Anything? I'm in the back. I'm in new. In new, dead. Nice. I'm playing else. Old one shot there. I am new. I left. I have your bathroom, okay?
For me, Joe, the cops were on point. The small talk in a couple of situations was excellent.
I mean, just compare it maybe to years in the prior with this team, right? It just felt so quick. Everyone was just sort of just yapping, repeating themselves, very calm there. I think you got to give big props to Slasher and the coaching staff for sort of dialing in the comms, calming everyone down. As they're now 30 seconds away, yeah. Well, 26 apiece for Slasher and aBeZy. aBeZy not able to find 27.
Not quite a 100-point club, but they got a chance to close it out here with emphasis. Come out and make a statement in this map 1. What a map from Slasher to start this off. Such an improvement there, Major 5. Looking to roll that right into Champs, a guy that has always seemingly got better later in the year. Just a monster here. 10 more points needed. The beams are continuing. Looking for the 30 bomb, nearly triple positive is Slasher. The 30 not going to come as the drop shot's on point, and Pred makes a spectacular play. But Pred, who Ant said kind of like a 1.2 in this type of series, has not got to go into map 1.
No, he is getting cooked. Surge is getting cooked, and FaZe take map 1.
I think the comms were a big deal because I know that wasn't like the most stressful map, but it is like the first map of Champs. And sometimes even when like Alec was on this team previously, like he'd be kind of that general in game. Like, yeah, he'd talk a little fast, get a little panic sometimes, and I think that would maybe trickle down a little bit to the other players. Not all the time, but you'd hear it there. Outside of Cell, who always kind of talks that way, everyone else was dialed in. It was clear, it was concise. The small talk with like that balcony fight and the help was sensational. They are locked in, man.
That was the calmest FaZe listening ever. I mean, you would not expect us to be champs. And yeah, I think now I wasn't sure with this Surge team because, you know, they have been a team that has a ton of ups and downs as a roster.
Always have.
And as Clay said, you're going into champs to sort of just forget about it. We have to lock in, not the map one we were looking for. Just your stars didn't get going. You didn't make it messy for Atlanta FaZe. I just think you look at the P3 and P4 right off this first rotation. That lead never went away.
Well, yeah, I think this is when we started talking about it. It's a 40-30 game. You go up 100 from that P3 to P4. And yeah, from then you never look back. And like, it really gives you, when you're up that much, like 100 points, like it gives you a little more freedom to not play however you want, but take some extra risks, maybe rotate a little bit later at times, hit scrap. Like you have more options when you're sitting on a lead like that.
Yeah, no doubt. But now we're going to an aBeZy search and destroy, which, I mean, FaZe has been lights out in. There's obviously that round 11 that happened at Major 3.
I mean, there was a stretch they didn't play it for 3 months.
Yeah, people didn't play him on this map for this reason. And we'll see if Surge can lock it back in. You have to think, you know, we talk about why champs is different. You have a couple of weeks to prep for the matchups. Search and destroy is where a lot of preparation is done for these teams. Do they have something to pull out the last event of the year?
Yeah, I mean, you heard Clay talk about it. He can probably speak to it better or as good as anyone. Like, champs is different. It's $1 million for first place. It's different. They are feeling the pressure. Everybody here, the crowd has been terrific. It is just the entire environment so sick. But 25 or 250 to 112 is going to be that first map, and yeah, you got a chance to bounce back, but I think there was some pressure on that first map for Seattle, and you can't be feeling good.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say there's necessarily pressure. I just think if you were hoping this was a series, you were looking at map 1, right? Just because, I don't know, aBeZy, you can get going. We've had so many Pred Mack moments on that map where they've getting double and triple kills. Just nothing there. And I mean, you have to give props to FaZe. They knew that Surge were going to be looking at that one.
We're going to take a look at some of the players to watch here for the Search and Destroy. So you're ready for map 2, Pred versus aBeZy. They have both been terrific. The stats, pretty damn similar, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, the only stat that's different is sort of the win-loss column, right? For Search and Destroy. We've seen Pred have double digits after double digits on this map, but at times, they just don't win it. They don't win it. But on the other side for aBeZy, yeah, I mean, this is just what he does. But I'll tell you what, the First Bloods being that close, props to Pred on what he has produced this year.
And the Search and Destroy, like, listen, the hardpoint has improved a ton, and I think, you know, we talked about it on our podcast, sort of like, if we believe that FaZe's hardpoint has actually improved, then it wasn't just not a lucky stretch, but like a hot stretch.
We've seen that where teams get respawns.
But if they actually have improved, they're the favorites for me. That's how I feel, if they've actually made the improvements. But where they have struggled a little bit, or where it's fallen off a bit, has been the Search and Destroy. And Search in this game is like, it can feel like a coin flip at times because how Deddy works, and there can be some random timings, but if the hardpoint and control have improved that much, like, they don't need to be that team that was winning 15 searches in a row. They just have to be like the solid FaZe search squad.
Yeah, and I think that narrative around them is sort of struggling. I think going into the final of Major 5, they were 2-1 going into it, right, at that event. They just lost 3 to NYSL.
Yeah.
Obviously, that Asilo, that 1 kill from Cellium, if that happens, it's a totally different narrative. But yeah, I mean, maybe they kind of know, all right, we have to focus up on some of our fundamentals. They're reading us this really, you know, very well, but they're Search and Destroy gods for a reason.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, if the respawns are there, they just don't have to be what they were. They don't have to necessarily be gods. But I think with any team that we've seen work really hard to improve in one part of their game, like, you've seen a little fall off somewhere. It's happened basically all the time. But what do you bring here at champs? Because I wouldn't be surprised if they were absolutely lights out in Search and Destroy and they get back to the absolutely dominant form. Probably looking to rebound after how that final went in Major 5 with the 3 losses. But against Seattle here, can they take the 2-0 edge, or does Seattle bounce back behind a massive map, maybe from Pred? Does he have what it takes to shock? Tie this one up.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look as well from you know, these two on your screen, their stats at champs, what they have done the last 4 years. It's pretty good.
It's unbelievable. I think it is one of the more impressive stats in like the history of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
When you take a look, just
year one, they won.
Yeah, cherry pick any stat you want. Like this is one of the most unbelievable stats ever. The consistency that these young men have had at champs. It's why it's so hard when you're doing a bracket, not just at least have them in the final. Like they're always there.
It's why when they walk out on stage, they get booed because they've probably chokeslammed their favorite team over and over and over again. It's just what happens. We'll see. Can Surge bring this back though? I know the narrative has just been, maybe that map #1, but like we said, maybe they've had a lot of S&D prep going into this event. Can they get them going? We know, we saw it last year when they get fired up, the energy's on the stage, they are different.
You kind of said the difference in champs is like, you know you're round one, you've got weeks to prep for that. You really just focus in, like, where can you find the gaps? And I think if I had watched FaZe in Major 5, I'm probably thinking maybe search and destroy is where you find that opening, right? You probably put a lot of time into that, I would think.
Yeah, you saw the stats there, 4-9 for Surge, 12-3 for FaZe. And I think all 3 of those losses are in round 11 fashion as well. But here we go, map #2 underway.
Knock, knock. Oop, can't quite get the kill. Gets the shots in. Mack with the first blood. Slasher quickly there with the tray, but the player who first got to the shots in, able to get away at least for now as we go to a 3 versus 3. We'll see how this starts to develop as they begin to work this bomb over. Snipe in hand for Sib, try to get haircuts. Not quite going to connect. Tries to stun for info there, close.
I mean, as soon as Cell hears that, he goes for the nade, backs him down, and when he backs down, that means, okay, we could push this forward. So Simp able to take down Pred, bomb being planted on the other side of the map, accuracy going on the flame. What kind of timing does he get? But Simp has to stay alive, and he does not.
Yeah, that gets so hard for Sib in that situation, but a little flick of the wrist there as the shots hit. The flick of the thumb as he connects on the shot. We'll see it again. Simp. Snap, bang. You haven't seen a lot of it maybe these last couple years, but if you've been following his career, you know he can hit it with the big stick.
Yeah, I mean, finds it on the ground, watches that flank, able to connect. A nice round for him, 3 in the round, but it just starts with the info. As soon as Cell knows there's a sniper, the nade goes out, backs him down. They know then they have to clear orange. Simp able to win that one-on-one, immediately goes to the bomb. Just all the right reads there from Atlanta FaZe to start off this map.
3-0 for Simp. We'll see what he can carry forward. The aggressor early going to be aBeZy, but the stuns all hit, and he's kind of locked up here for now. But it's Simp cruising on forward. The first 2 kills go to Atlanta FaZe. 4-0 start for Simp as Deddy is out, and he is a hunter.
Yeah, Mack is pushed up, but he gets spotted by aBeZy, and then Simp up to 5. aBeZy able to win another one in these 2 rounds, convincing on a FaZe.
Yeah, I mean, you just didn't play them here for so long. When they were in their bag and on that tear and search and destroy, you just didn't match up with them here. You knew you were going to get bodied. Just right back at it.
Yeah, great teamwork there, right? They know that aBeZy is kind of in a very vulnerable position. He's saying, hey, I'm getting stunned. The nades are going to be coming in. So what do? They get aggressive through that side door. Simp able to help out his duo in aBeZy, and that just leads to a round win.
One way to take the pressure off him, getting 2 kills. That gets it done. 5-0 start now for Simp. You only have 1 kill on the Surge side, and that is Mack. And that's basically what the first blood of round 1. You have not gotten a kill since then. They need something to get going, and not this one domino falls and the rest right with it.
And I like this from FaZe, slowing it down. They kind of know, all right, we're down in an 0-2 hole. Surge may try to get aggressive here, try to find some opening with the first blood, but they just wait. They watch all the doors, don't allow anyone to get aggressive. And now with 50 seconds, we're going to start this push. You see the nades coming in at accuracy. He's got to back down, play his life. Next up is going to be Pred. What timing does Pred get? Pred, I think, is getting hunted by aBeZy. Mack's able to find one, but Pred plays his life, has the Deddy reset. Now in a 2-on-3, a Slasher finds accuracy.
Streak ends for Simp. You start to get some kills flowing. If you're a Surge, flying on forward, Cell
nice
is
catch.
Caught. Slasher. Last one up at a 1 versus 3, 25 on the clock. Maybe he had a free pick, not going to happen. The crossfire is in, round on the board for Surge. They play it passive, they take their time, they get the round winning. Good job. I mean, accuracy is staying up as long as he was. You know, pressure really flowing to him, nading out. He was like, the van, just kind of backing up. making layers on the map, and the teammates stepped it up.
Yeah, now one-on-one. I mean, Pred versus aBeZy, he was getting chased by aBeZy for so long, able to win that, because then that leads to the next kill, right? Then he's in the base, able to find Cellium, secures that round win.
Yeah, you need that one badly. How the first few rounds went, you get it done. Pred now. 3 in the round, out to 3 and 2. Simp, see if he can get a hit. Jumping across, and
that is not easy.
That is a ludicrous shot. Out of Simp. Now Pred, that'll be 5 in a row, and it's a quick one. As this map 2 flips on its head, Surge taking over. But the flick to open it up from Simp, disgusting.
That is just unbelievable out of Simp, and then Pred able to find 2 on the flank. That's 5 kills in a row for Pred. You saw after last round, he saw some energy from him. Can he get going? You see him common. But yeah, the first blood, just that dolphin dive right behind that block. How many times have we seen that shot not hit?
A lot more often than it does, that is for sure. I'd love to know the percentage just on that shot in particular. It's probably not high with Simp. A wondrous moment. Now Deddy out for Mack.
Pred's already on the flank, already through side door. What's the timing like? He's gonna be, not able to find aBeZy. Now has to play his life. Slasher gonna be looking for him. The map is split right now. Both teams just taking each other's side. Who's gonna find those kills?
So far it's FaZe, Cellium and Simp. Getting it done, Mack trying to bring it back. aBeZy went from down low, now on to Pred. He's on 6 in a row. Pred, my God, the snap on the site, trying to send it, isolate this 1 versus 1 while he can. Trying to get there. Takes about 17 seconds to mantle in this game, so by the time he gets up, aBeZy repositioned and takes it.
He didn't really reposition, he just gets snaked, and well, that's just what happens in this title. aBeZy able to snap onto him. But I mean, if Pred finds that first blood, maybe things a little bit different. It's just one of those, do you shoot there? Do you instead try to look for someone on the flank?
It's a kill, probably.
Yeah, it's definitely a kill. But the fact that aBeZy's able to play his life, and they win the gunfights on the opposite side of the map.
3-2 now. Back to FaZe. They are getting aggressive up in map. Pred gonna call on the cruise. We'll see what spots. Simp just pushes and takes that one-on-one versus Simp. That has got to be a frustrating death as you're just playing it slow behind the screen.
He's still alive. He's still going. He's still going. That's number 3. What is this play from Simp? They had all the info. They knew his position. It does not matter.
He clearly knows theirs as he runs through basically the entire team. This round has fallen apart for Seattle Surge. Now Pred, last guy up. Will it be the ace here for Simp? Won't be the ace, but it's all smiles for Simp as he just one by one gunned him to bed.
I mean, as you said, they got aggressive middle of the map, and he just takes the first gunfight. Of course, Simp, I think he's got the snipe out. He's probably watching it. Maybe it's caught off guard. As soon as that missile's called in, obviously Pred's giving him the info, but it doesn't matter. Simp.
Well, he gets pushed up to the close block, and I think like Rise of Streak gets called. I mean, if you're Simp, it's sort of like, well, I gotta take the fight.
Yeah, you gotta go.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
And just takes it instantly, wins it, and never slows down. And he has those rounds sometimes where they just flow. 9 and 3 now. 2-round advantage for FaZe.
Now a 1 in 10 start for Simp in accuracy. Actually yet to find a kill on the map. Another first blood, and just so quick over towards this A site. Simp already on the bomb. Slasher able to find Simp looking over him. Mack does bring it back, but all of a sudden it's a 1 versus 3. Just so quick from the FaZe side.
Yeah, they are executing, huh?
Yeah, pretty well. Not really much else to say. I mean, this is what FaZe does at times.
Yeah, I know. You had some lovely round wins there from Seattle, but some of these just feels like a step behind. Like, it's just the execution so quick from FaZe. Like, they're trying to figure out, make decisions. Like, the decision's already been made. It's being dictated on the map right now by FaZe.
Yeah, maybe 2 steps behind, actually.
Yeah.
This has sort of been one of the struggles for Surge all year, just their map pool in general, right? Like, where do they go to? Even map 5, they're 0-5 on the year on Mercado Search and Destroy. If we can get there, it's always been something that has been tough for them.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was what auto-ban for them for quite some time, but they've been working it in and not a lot of success, but we will see. Nice first blood there. Off the top rope goes Fred, but another one waiting before he can get ready for the fight. aBeZy already there quickly with the trade. Now the other end of the Tiny Tears, it's Simp, but it's Sib with another lovely flick. He's only got 2 in this game, but 2 have been nice snipes.
Yeah, one player jumps up though, that's Simp. He hits the mantle. The doors open, Sib just trying to play his life running, wasting time. There's one player in aBeZy. Now it's down to accuracy, 0-6, can he find a kill? Can he find a kill? No, he will not.
No.
The new James Bond has been found. You'd make a great Bond.
Oh, I think, yeah, I probably would, dude. Probably be a great Bond. Domination from FaZe thus far, up 2-0. Maybe a little slip there in rounds 3 and 4, but everything else dominant. Crowder on the main stage, fist bumps to the boys. They are flowing thus far.
I mean, not much else to say.
Yeah.
150-point win in map number 1. 6-2 right there at Search and Destroy. What you would want to see if you are a FaZe fan. Some unbelievable individual moments, though, out of Simp. I mean, just round number 1, 3 kills. Finds a sniper on the ground. That round where the streak is called in. Just perfect execution out of Atlanta FaZe and Search.
Yeah, they were decisive. Decisions were coming in quick. Seattle couldn't just quite keep up. Now you take the 2-0 edge. You look to maybe close it out in a control. The control was lackluster this year for FaZe. The hard point even worse, but this past month and a half, they have flipped it on its head. The improvements have been there, and they look to close it out here in the control. Yeah,
this is CDL control. It's just been so strong for them recently, so we'll see what can happen. I mean, we saw it in the first match of the day. It was a reverse sweep. Can Surge get something going?
We've seen so many magical moments between these two teams. It feels impossible right now, but maybe Seattle bring it back. Simp is him. We had to break. We'll see if they close it out when we get back.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. The CDL is brought to you by your favorite Orange Bandicoot. Pre-order Crash Team Rumble today. Available June 20th.
Las Vegas, hello and welcome back. We get ready to rumble here in the map 3, but you see a shot of aBeZy, one of the best to ever do it. We chatted with him about what it's going to take to win this event. Let's take a look at his thoughts.
Everybody knows all of the storylines and the history of what it would mean if you guys were able to walk away with the championship, you know, how many it would be for you and Simp, you know, the whole team, etc. But like, what would a world championship say about this team and about the Atlanta FaZe franchise?
I feel like it really show how hard we worked throughout this whole season, because I'm telling you, I feel like this season we've worked the hardest we ever have, and I feel like it needs to show. So I feel like us winning the championship would mean the world to every single one of us.
Now, this is your 6th season of pro competition. What's something that you've learned this year?
Something I learned this year, I wouldn't say I necessarily learned something this year. I feel like, if anything, the learning experience for me was in Vanguard. I really wasn't, you know, playing to my ability, and I wasn't putting in the hours and effort that I should have been in that year. And I feel like this season I really turned that around and, you know, became like almost like a new player in a way, because I put in the hours and the work, and, you know, I feel like it shows this year so far, but I feel like we still haven't really, you know, showed as a team where we can be at.
You hear how important it would be, and you know, he talks about the work this year. Listen, we are close friends with Crowder, the coach of the team, and oftentimes he's very sarcastic about coaching. We'll be like, "Yo, what's going on? What's going on?" He's like, "I don't have to do anything. Like, oh, these guys are so good. Like, I just hang out." But like this year specifically, like just talking to him, like he's like, "I've had to work this year." Like they have really tried to fix the respawn issues, get the team dynamic back in place, get Slasher working within this this system, and it's showing right now. But I think he's right. He's like, a win here would really prove all the hard work we've done.
Well, I think the effort comes from the individuals, right? At times, it could just be, you know, a little bit difficult what extra hours they're doing, but you just heard it from aBeZy. I mean, it wasn't the best year for them last year. Still very good, but yeah, not a lot of wins. Well, 0, so trying to bounce back this year.
They got one, looking for another one. And here we go, on a CeeLo. As the hit comes in, Pred gonna get laid flat, or Pred laid flat, Simp, and then try to take that second fight. aBeZy out of there for now, but we'll see how the opening moments continue on.
Yeah, I think if maybe there's something good to take away from map 2 for Surge, it was maybe that Pred had a couple of multi-kills. Maybe you saw his individual gun skill waking you up a bit.
Well, sort of like you said, though, like he'd had the stats, like they were comparable to aBeZy. His win just hasn't been there, right?
Yeah, but maybe just his ability to win some more of these one-on-ones. Clutch us some respawn situations. You get the rest of the guys going. Is okay. Map control first 45 seconds, all Seattle Surge, but MC Cellium with a takedown 2, work over towards A.
Yeah, we'll see. Now that he gets out the tower, it's gonna be such a crucial position to help them take this first site. And there come the beams. Cellium already putting shots in range, allows Slasher to then move up the map. Now Cell does drops, that's a big kill. Lamar able to take him out, and accuracy with a big moment. He has the 0 and 7. It is a struggle there in map 2, but some big kills there, at least for his Surge side there.
Now you see Simp with attacking. We've seen this more and more. I think it really started last major. You know, with KiSMET, we saw, you know, him as a sub really pull out that 3rd AR, especially on offense, attacking over towards B, especially. You can get top hill, you get over towards barbecue, you know, on that back balcony. Just so many spawn kills, so many great positions with the AR. So starting to see that from a lot of these teams, just changing the meta. And Simp is gonna have to win another one-on-one. No, not gonna have to. So time extended for 1 minute. Now Atlanta FaZe has to capture B.
Yeah, it was a real slow opening, mostly dictated by Surge. They had a little bit of a life advantage, but now that's starting to go the other way. We're tied up 18 lives right now. Cellium looking to pounce. Here's one below, up over the top. And aBeZy's actually able to get that kill on the comms that come through. So now Cell trying to push out these cuts. Get shots and player rotating out of spawn right now if you are Seattle Surge. Timing not good at the truck, but the snap is lovely. The tracking on point there for Slasher, but you still have one on the point. And that was Mack. He's no longer there.
Yeah, I think he gets a little help there, right? The team shot comes in, but still the snap.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
He definitely did. Unreal out of Cellium. But this allows them to get Slasher into this position. Mack, though, did a very good job coming back from Atlanta FaZe's base to find a couple of kills, get them off of the point, and now Slasher up to 5 in a row, but Mack right off his spawn gonna take him down. So 30 seconds left. 10 lives still remaining for Seattle Surge. FaZe, they're gonna have to go soon. aBeZy trying to play his life, and he does it well. As Cellium is there for the trade.
Yeah, I mean, there's potential here to bleed them out in lives, but you're gonna have to keep that clock stopped.
This is gonna be tough, though.
If that's gonna be the case.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. You saw that stun, it missed a Pred, so thought maybe he was gonna be able to make the play. Able to find one. Nice shot from Simp, but you still have a player here pausing the clock. 6 versus 10. Mack now trying to wait for his teammates, but he's gonna get pushed. Now it's Cellium's turn to try and stay alive. Just such a back and forth battle as aCuRacy with the double.
aCuRacy, another huge multi-kill. Just around 10 seconds now to go. 5 lives left. Can they get to the point, though, if you were FaZe, to try and clutch up? Gonna have to find an opening. The stun's starting to hit. The shots can't be there for aCuRacy, so the stun does connect. Stopping the clock for a moment, but the kills did come through. Pred, Sib, take out 3. They take round 1. And you had an opportunity there if you were FaZe, but the defense strong enough from Surge.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I think it's a very important round for Surge. Just the way those first couple of maps have started, starting off on defense. You lose that map, or round number 1, and it just looks scary. It looks like this is going to be a quick 3-0. They're able to bounce back here.
I mean, the 2 in the back, aCuRacy got with the double was big. I thought Cell was going to back up and not chow, but I didn't see if it was his stun or like Simp threw one over the top, but he tried to chow with the stun, I think, but aCuRacy still won it, and then things kind of fell apart from there.
Yeah, Cell's definitely challenged.
Yeah. 8 and 5 start from Pred. There's the info, there's the kill. aBeZy plays it well. Only 4 HP, he nearly loses that one.
A nice little B start here, though, for Surge. You have one player on the point. Mack now getting aggressive. Can you get any work done on the objective, though? They have one player on it. Pause the clock. You can see they're just so worried about the flank right now. You have 2 players watching it. Slasher gonna take down Mack. That's gonna free up tools so they can push on through.
Just trying to get the wall bang through. The second chow comes in, though. aBeZy taken out of the picture. But not quite the second tick of progress at B, so that's starting to get cleared.
It's a very slow, kind of controlled round for Surge. Maybe just trying to get them to run at them, trap them a bit, maybe transition over towards B with a couple of kills. That's going to be the play. A nice one-on-one here for Pred, but aBeZy just backs on down. As we all know, the aim assist, you don't get it through that fence, so always a difficult gunfight for both of those players. That second tick does come through, and they just transition over towards A. So great work done here. Not a lot of kills on the map for either teams, but the objective going the way of Surge.
It feels like it's as decisive as we saw FaZe in the search and destroy. It's like right now, it's like, where do we go? Like, they're all over the map.
They're all over the map.
It feels like they are just multiplying as they're making the play everywhere. A about to finish. There was still a presence here on B. There still is one with Sib. A gets secured. Yeah, you've only lost 7 lives, but you need half a tick and you are done with this round 2, and the advantage is there as Sib, good job winning fights and tough position through this fence, as you mentioned. Nice snap on, but the Vaznev simply too strong. Like a dolphin goes Mack, and just able to take out one.
Yeah, they just stopped shooting there. We've all been in that spot, but yeah, I mean, honestly, just early in the round, I mean, FaZe just felt like they had no idea what the hell was going on.
It seemed like they were as indecisive because of plays to Surge or Mega. Like, Era's like, do we go A, do we go B, do we pick up?
I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
I was like, what is happening right now? But both teams played so patiently. But Surge in such a good spot to go up 2-0. Only need 1 tick. Now the pressure on. Every time a player touches the zone, FaZe are going to have to push on up. And now, potential to win this offensive round. Slasher trying to be able to find it, but that's going to be all 4 dead. Sib already on it. Pred working on through, and that should be done.
All
what a round from Surge.
Surge coming alive now in the map 3.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that one. So I don't know what was happening.
It felt like they got so much progress done for free in a way, like in the sense of just not many kills, like so much damage being done on the objective, but like not really having to win a bunch of fights. Like they just kept FaZe rotating, second guessing. Yeah. So I feel too. Need to watch back the first minute and a half of that.
It's what you wanted to see though from Seattle Surge, trying to battle back, get a map on the board. I mean, they win this, we go to a Fortress hardpoint, and we know these 2 teams have battled on that one.
Maybe go back to Major 1. It's what was like a 150-point comeback for FaZe to win that map 4 on Fortress. All to be brought back then by Surge, but Pred lightened it up. A double there, nearly out to double positive. Accuracy gets one as well. Another solid start here from Seattle Surge. As the patience and position paying dividends, the hip fire hitting with the tack. 4 in a row, looking for 5. Surge finally dancing.
That's what I was saying, right? Map 2, like there were some individual moments for this guy. They just could not put it together as a team. As he is getting going here in map number 3, double positive, but everyone contributing on the side of Seattle Surge. It feels like they have just woken up. I don't know, after map number 2, you go to the back, try to regroup, talk to the coaches. But a great showing here on this LSELO control. FaZe in the blender.
You've lost 1 life if you are Seattle Surge. Just dominant. Here in LSELO, 30 seconds left to go. You have no progress whatsoever. You know, on the offensive side of things, it can be like a lightning strike. 1 moment, and you can find the objective and find the round, but there has just been no opening. Finally, they're gonna get on to B, sit ready and waiting. That's 4 in a row. Maybe another chance here for FaZe to go to the point, at least stop the clock with 22 seconds to go, but Mack is out and hunting. Slasher caught with his pants down, easy pickings for him. The flank now coming through for Simp, and another win from Mack. The X factor for this squad. They need him to go massive, and he's solid here, 14 and 10.
And I mean, while that was going on, Cell was in the back of the spawn for a long time. He really hasn't been part of the map right now. They have just left him back there, and that started with that first kill on aBeZy. Once he gets caught, that opens up a position on the flank. They're able to work, but now Cell, of course, uses the car, able to take down 2, has the entire team in a trap besides 1 player. That's Pred trying to do what he can as FaZe staying alive in this round, about to get another minute on the clock.
Yeah, you were saying he wasn't really involved. They're leaving back there.
Yeah.
No, you were right, and then he got involved. And now they're worried about he's been able to pick up 3, maybe 4, get snaked. Adios accuracy, put in the dirt. As Cell is on 6 in a row, and this mound has just been his haven.
Spots 1 office spawn, still just dealing with this, but the rest of the team locking it in, right? You've had Pred alive on the other side of the map inside of white, so while this has been great for Cellium, his team just not able to do too much. Finally, they take him down. Here comes the reinforcements for FaZe with the trades, but can they find the kills on the point? Accuracy, Pred locking it down.
40 seconds to go. 3 ripped off the map. Last player dropped. So there you go. You restart it. 3 of those were from Pred. He's on 5 straight at 21 and 10. What a map there from Pred.
Okay, now if you're FaZe, you have the crews on the Cell. You have to use that to get onto the point, but they need map control. They have 0, 5 lives remaining. You have aBeZy pushed on up. He's able to find 1. Maybe now the opening. The last chance for FaZe on this map. Accuracy gonna avoid that. His teammate's gonna find kills. 3 lives remaining. You did not expect this from Seattle Surge. What an CeeLo control. And well, they are still alive in the series. We're headed to Fortress.
Here we go.
We didn't get a map.
I know.
We didn't get a 3-0.
Finally. Oh, we get a map 4. Joe and I have been going through with a stretch of sweep. Seattle. Unbelievable win there to control. It is dominant from the get-go. It is an odd CeeLo.
I don't know what was going on.
But they control the pace. They dictate the action. They lock FaZe in with a vice grip. And just dominant stuff out of Seattle. And it's a hell of a way to bounce back. And yeah, maybe you're right. Just a couple of those moments with Pred, just getting some kills in the Surge. Maybe it lights a fire for him. Not a big map 1. Map 2 a little bit there, and then 3 we see him take over at 23 and 11.
Yeah, I mean, great map out of Cell, but the other 3 just could not get involved. I just felt like a lot of the multi-kills not going their way. And you can see, like, I mean, just who was on the objective. It was really just aBeZy and Simp just trying to do some work. You just never really had a stack. There was never a 4-down moment. There was always 1 or 2 players alive for Surge, winning individual one-on-ones that kept them in rounds.
Well, it's a great job from Surge, like you were kind of saying. With you feel like if Cellium's in that position for that long, especially once he starts to get kills and divert attention, like they should get progress, right? But they just don't. And there were a few moments where it felt like FaZe maybe gonna take over the round, but once again, good reaction from Surge, good retakes, some nice multi-kills from Lamar. I know he's like 13 and 15, nothing crazy, but he had some big plays.
Better than 0-7. You
Yes,
take
it is,
that,
Joe.
you
Yes,
take
it
that
is.
all day. And yeah, you know, he did have some ulti kills, but winning this offense was huge from them. Just working the objective. They almost had both with, I mean, what, they wasted like 3 lives. I don't. It was an insane round number 2, and then Fred with the attack.
Yeah, some unbelievable efficiency.
And then this was the moment, right? You have Cell in the back, but doesn't matter. Mack on the pinch, able to deal with it. You leave him in the back, and you're thinking right here, but I mean, I guess they have to get done with A. And then you just had no map control. Surge took it away from him.
I was thinking after those first 2, I mean, this was done. It just felt like they were dead in the water. It was all Atlanta FaZe. But what a map 3 win, 3-0 in convincing fashion. Now to Fortress, where, I mean, I always go back to that major run where these 2 teams played here, and it was one of the crazier hard points on the year. Seattle at that time, they were a solid Fortress team. They were up like, I think it was like 150 or something before FaZe brought back one of the crazier comebacks we've seen on the year. But Seattle, we've seen them be solid here at times.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably their best hard point. I mean, 9-5 on the year, but head-to-head, it's 1-1, right? So 50% between these 2 teams. Obviously, yeah, the other one is that crazy comeback that we saw a long time ago. But here you can see FaZe, their hard point throughout stage 5,
and we're
a different beast.
Yeah, we're talking about a team that they were, what, like 30-38, something in that ballpark going into kind of the stage 5 qualifier. When you looked at like their plus minus, I remember looking at a chart that kind of broke down like points against and points for. It was like 220 dead even for both. They lost a lot of nail biters. It was just playing a ton of tight games. That has shifted entirely, as you can see there from the stat line. The hardpoint improvements have been insane. Just, do you have another nice run and you in the mode here at Champs?
Well, now this is just, you know, for the other side of the stage, for Surge, like some life, something to work off of, some confidence. Just felt like, yeah, like, felt like they were kind of out of it.
Yeah,
just looking at them on the camera, but some big moments in that map number 3. Your individuals now are getting going. Huge map out of Pred. Can he keep this up? I mean, we know on Fortress, the Vaznevs, you get the Deddy resets. You can never find them. But I think what we always look at is that P3 rotation. That is the huge money hill on this map.
And maybe FaZe going to that map 3 a little bit like, I don't know, they just dominate so much in the first 2 maps, so they think they have it in the bag. Seattle hands them a quick reminder, like, we're not going out of it like that. Now you got to lock it in. Focus on this map 4, because, you know, if that's the case, if you sort of gave them life a little bit, how does Seattle now use this energy? We got Seppi's like partially putting in caffeine, partially yawning on the main stage.
And we've all been there.
Yeah.
The nerves are going a little bit, right? That yawn comes out, but you see these 2. Slasher and Accuracy, their history at Champs, average placing a grand final for Accuracy, 3 for Slasher, and a ring as well. These 2 best friends outside of the game, so they always love this matchup.
Yeah, they'll pal it up outside the game, in the game. They're ready to lay each other out. We're just waiting on this map 4 to get started. You know, if anyone was going to brush off a search and destroy game like that, it's Omar. I mean, I wouldn't be worried about it. He's seen it all. He's had his struggles. He's had his ups, his downs. He brings it back. Now for Slasher on the other side of the stage, hat on, ready to rock. Can you bring it the Thunder here in map 4? As we're just waiting to get started. Not sure if an issue with one of the players or just waiting on this map 4 to get started. But as soon as we get ready to go, I think I saw, yeah, just a restart of the game here from the host. Should be back in just a moment here.
I just see the Surge boys kind of locking in. Going over comms.
I think they're all like, I'm ready to play. Like, let's get this going. You're mid-series.
I think that's just you. I think you're ready to go, yeah.
I am. Dude, this has been, I don't know, Champs energy is just different. You walk in the venue, you see everybody. You get a Series 1 like we had to start things off, an absolute banger. Held a map 1 just to get us rocking and rolling. Lando absolutely losing his marbles. It's Champs time. Cell kills me, dude.
Why?
I don't know.
Dude, he's evolving.
I think it was Ali. Somebody walked down the main stage like, I've never seen him that serious.
Dude, he's evolving, dude. He's got like the goatee now. The facial hair's coming
and
out.
I saw him, I walked by him in the hallway and just like pinched my arm and said, what's up, Nathan? Hey, bud. But his fans are getting anxious, and we've seen a little bit of, well, we got player smiles here in aBeZy. He knows what's at stake, as you saw the video earlier, but On the other end of it was mostly quiet. Maybe Pred started to get these guys ramped back up. But we're going to show you what a year it has been from Seattle, like how we've kind of got here. And you know, in years past, there's been a lot of ups and downs. Like it's been all over the place. This has just been like up, then just down. For
way
the most
down.
part. Yeah, you haven't had that like bounce back like we expected. Like if this was like years past, that like Major 3, top 6 would probably be like a top 3, top 2, Major 5, probably like the same thing. That's how it was. It was like good finish, bad finish, good finish, bad finish. It's been like that for years.
Yeah, they started off the way I mean, obviously that second they were in a final, and then 9 through 12 we're like, all right, this is Seattle Surge. I mean, the 5th, 6th wasn't a horrible event. Again, 1 round, 1 kill away from potentially being a winner's final, being top 3. But the last 2 majors have just not been good. As aBeZy said, I think the worst form we've seen this roster in.
Yeah, no, certainly.
But they're here. They're the 8th seed. You gotta go up against Atlanta FaZe.
You got a map now. Can you make it 2 and push it to a map 5?
All right, we're going.
Ready. The Fortress we go. Thank you for your patience at home and in attendance. We get ready to send it. Well, we have another just absolute banger, like Major 1 between these 2 teams here on Fortress. You can see it has been a solid hard point.
You're 4 and 6, but you're second and second. That is insane.
They've just been turning it around as of late. Here we go. Seattle, FaZe, map 4. FaZe to close it out. Seattle a bounce back. Pred needs to get deep into his bag here. Take over the map.
All right, nice start there. It looked like aBeZy kind of messed up his dive right off the get-go. Mack now, he finds 2 kills with the attack, just playing his life, soaking up this time. This is exactly what you would want if you are Surge. You're controlling the map, you're trapping them in. You have Pred inside of maps, going to town, going to work, as the AR is looking over him.
Trying to pick targets there at Simp. Too many in front to deal with. You can see the urgency and accuracy of the player cam. The comms were frantic and coming out of him. Lovely little attempt at the drop shot there, but not able to quite take that fight was Pred. The headshot from Slasher will win it. Now Simp just looking for info, but what a start this is from Seattle Surge. Now, you were what? It was like a 30 to 40 game early on map 1, pretty tight. And that's when FaZe erupted. You can't let that happen again. The double from Simp ends up being very, very important. They get into the site.
Well, I mean, that just leads to the break. Yeah, I mean, he gets the reinforcements off a spawn. There is a team nade, though, so you're going to be right back to it. And on the rotation, you're already going to have Pred. You already have Pred working over towards P3. They are not going to know he is there. Slasher going to be the first one. That's a FaZe. You are losing that. So the 30 seconds going to be the focus for Atlanta FaZe. They're going to lose on both fronts. They might right now. Is Mack able to find a double?
All right.
But here we go. It's up to Pred to deal with this push.
Got 2 now.
He's got 2 players here. Doesn't matter. So he's able to find it over to his duo in Simp. This is a perfect start so far for Seattle Surge, but can Simp hold on?
You got the closer spawn, but you're going to be in between. Kind of a mess right now with you or FaZe. Just pinched in between both sides. You have a good patience there from Cellium to wait on the spawners to push forward. Now, is the help going to be there? He is just stuck between a rock and a hard place. Nowhere for him to go. Seattle holding on. Lovely, lovely start. When you're talking about time inside the objective, lead now up to 50 with 45 remaining on the point, and the kill still flowing. Accuracy, Mack, Pred, Lamar again, all through on the feed, and that is a clean wipe. On this map, man, you can blend it up.
That just starts with that double from Mack. I mean, that puts FaZe in a position, or do we rotate? Do we hit the scrap time? Right, because if you were FaZe, you're hoping to get that 30 seconds. It's a tied game, and maybe you try to break P3, but that does not happen. Instead, they lose scrap time, they lose rotation. They're all of a sudden down 80 points. They need a response here.
Reminded me a little bit of Major 1, though, Joe.
Well, that was about 150, not 80.
Yeah, not quite there yet, but Seattle were so dominant. And then just a switch flipped, and you can chain together hard points so solid to mount insane comebacks on this map. Another hard point pops. This time, FaZe inside. They're down almost 100.
Look at the map control as well. You do not see this often on P4. I mean, you have 2 players map side. Simp trying to force them to go through closed and open, through bottom art. aBeZy has the help of the ARs, ready for the next gunfight. They needed a hold. So far, so good here. Over towards P4, but maybe Pred gonna start the break.
Cell just kind of lurking in the back. He was at least able to take out one. Nice win there from aBeZy. Getting right back into this game. You had a stranglehold on it earlier if you're Seattle, but you see the grip starting to loosen a bit. 3 in a row for Slasher. Same set for aBeZy. Next rotation upcoming.
Honestly, just props to both of these teams. Just the holds have been so good. Finally, Surge gonna get on it, but it's as the next hill is popped. Over towards his P5. Simp now just trying to control this area, has the help of his teammates, and now maybe gonna start the break, and that's gonna be it. As Cellium, that's gonna be a free couple of kills, gonna take down the trophies as well.
And that break comes so fast, but you still have a presence here now from Seattle. Not much anymore, but Simp caught between two players. Back into hard point, go Surge. Just blow for blow. These two teams go. Trophies eat up everything in sight. What, lead was 90, now down to 50. Slowly, FaZe clawing their way back into this.
Yeah, big set of kills coming up for Seattle Surge. Can they get out of this trap as we head back towards P1, right? You do not want to be spawning on the right side of the map where those blue arrows are. Well, that's where they're going to be, is FaZe just trying to hold them in. Not allowing one player or a sub to get through towards Art with that Deddy, but Cellium and Simp locking it down. As Simp, oh, I thought he was going to find another one, but it's a nice kill for Mack to keep it messy.
Yeah, no, that's a great kill, because I thought when you're prone like that, all he gets is headshots usually. Like, I thought he was just going to evaporate him there with the Vaz, but he's able to win it now. Cell getting cheeky angles here, 4 in a row for him. Mega number 5, 1 HP. God, he barely wins that. Civ almost just guns him. But now lead down to 23.
And they just have not been able to get out. That's really been it. They've had some presence here, but Cell's been ready for it. He's had the help of Simp as well. Finally, you have 2 players pushing over towards Cannon, putting presence on the hill. Slasher hanging out, just trying to play his life. Almost a lead change in, but a nice comeback here from FaZe as 3 players go down with 15 seconds left here at P1. Make it all 4. You do have one player who spawns up over towards open. Maybe they won't be ready for it. aBeZy going to spot it.
This map can just be a game of swings. First it was Surge swinging back into things as FaZe. Now a lead change as they go out in front. You expect Surge to make their rally and their run at some point. We'll see how FaZe will deal with it, but for now, new hard point pop. They're set up inside. One player coming off a spawn, but you got the angles right now if you are FaZe. Big break. Opportunity now for Seattle Surge as aBeZy just holding the doorway. Tough fight, but able to win that first one. Up to 4 in a row, but it's Simp through on the trade and into the hard point for now as Simp is snapping.
Yeah, nice break there. But yeah, 30 seconds left. We're start talking about towards P3. You already have aBeZy towards the middle of the map. One player spawns Kate. That's going to be Simp. He's going to have a 1 versus 1 for right now. As the rest of his teammates, they're going to get this scrap time now. Everyone from Surge is going to try to hunt down Simp. He's able to find all 3. He gets 3. What? And he's able to play his life. And now all of Surge going to spawn out. Simp making the plays.
Oh my God.
A 40-point lead. The rest of his teammates now in position to lock down Gate.
That might be the moment of the map. That might win it for him there. The fact he's able to get 3 on an island, basically in a 1 versus 4, and now the reinforcements are here. The help is in. And the lock, it's down. 50-point advantage. Simp looking to keep it going. Now 4 in a row. Finally going to drop. Seattle, they've got to make a break, or to loser's bracket they go. That's 4 in a row. And right off of that, to elicit it with Surge.
Push corner absolute. Push corner absolute. Simp. Hold the gate.
I need a trophy.
I don't have a trophy.
Okay, I'm going to try to dodge it.
Separate. Nothing gate. You know what I mean? Gate.
Kill me on time. Front. He's front framing by the stables.
Nothing cages. Gate. Absolute front.
Front got in.
Gate.
Art cannon. Listen, Cellium was the guy on the cannon. Watch the cross.
Art cannon. Absolute. Just try to get out of me. Yeah. I netted MC. Nice. He's absolutely on the right. I killed him.
Okay. I'm running the right.
Should be good. Dante, get top part, okay? Yeah, I'm good. Some maps. I'm running away.
I'll play stage.
I'll go time. Let's fucking hold this hill. Yeah, once gate.
I'm blocking.
I only have gate. I have bottom out. We're good. He was front art, or pillars. I have bottom out. Pillars? Yeah, front art, pillars. I hear him. I have bottom out, guys. Come on, Dub. It was front art.
Open.
I still have all going left.
Open and fucking
every single
backstairs on me. Back door.
Look at your back door, man. Back door. Side door. Stay in that back. Watch your front. Mack, front door. Tag. Front door.
Cannon. Nice. You got it.
Go side door. Hold the fucking hill.
Last stage.
Let's get some. I'm putting some maps on me. Going left. I don't have stage. They're going left. I have the hubs. Bench going match. Bench absolute. I think it's single. He's gonna get match. Stage one shot Asim. Absolute. I stay left. Side door, Asim. Okay, set up on you. This is fine. I'm putting for aBeZy. Half stage. Half stage. I'm holding the wrap, bro. I'm gonna get P1, okay? Half stage. I'm hiding under one step apart. He's gonna jump out. I'm looking.
It doesn't matter how this matchup looks beforehand. It is always a war as Surge and FaZe deep into this map 4. Just 26 points needed for FaZe to close it out. But Surge in the point and ripping back into this map 4.
Yeah, you heard the energy trying to get picked up, especially from Pred, trying to fire everyone up, trying to lock this hill down. Nice early time. Slasher was able to find 2. He's on 4 in a row. Here comes a break from FaZe. Mack now has to deal with the snaky of aBeZy. aBeZy able to play his life for now, but there are the trades. Nobody in the hill, but map control over to FaZe. We saw it last time through. Can Seattle Surge get out? It looks like a couple of players are out through Cannon for now. Nobody on the time. Nobody on the hill. aBeZy not ready for the second one. Accuracy, just trying to find anything that he can. And behind that too, they're gonna try and hunt down Simp.
And Simp, that pillar gets smoked, but then he gets dropped. It's Mack stepping it up at 25 and 25. But back into the point with the spawns go FaZe. Simp with 2, Cell with 2. Back in they go. Now, just 15 points needed. Next hard point about to pop. First player in. Accuracy. The kills coming through. aBeZy, the one trying to make the play for FaZe.
Yeah, has Deddy trying to just finesse, right? Trying to put all the focus onto him. A cruise missile, maybe the saving grace for Atlanta FaZe. The callouts are there. They're in, able to take down the player on the hill. The reinforcements, though, are there from Sib, Pred, the duo, the young talent trying to lock it down. As Simp trying to get this break, at least has the contest. Off spawn, Slasher trying to flip those spawns. Simp trying to do what he can. That's gonna be 3 dead. Are they gonna be ready for Slasher? It looks like they are, but it gets 1 player to spawn on him, so it's a 2-2 split for now.
Here we go. It all comes down to these final moments in the map 4. Is the next big rotation incoming? Who is going to make the plays down the stretch? Big kills through for FaZe. To the point we go. Sib trying to win the fights. Not going to happen. It's FaZe on through. 5 points needed. That may seal it. Just can't get close enough, and we are done. FaZe move on.
Those two always go to war.
They do. It's just like, I don't know why I didn't expect the map 3 to go the way it did. And the fact we'd at least get to a map 4 like that, like, whatever the situation is with Seattle, they play FaZe so tough, and they test them here. But it smiles out for Atlanta FaZe for now as they get the win. Remember, they were down about 90 to 100 points at the beginning of that hard point, but they rally, they get it done. And Simp maybe with the play. I mean, he gets a spawn out gate. He highlighted on the mini map, and then the fact he gets 3 there, unreal.
Well, then they had 2 cruise missiles. That was it. I mean, even with the Simp play, Surge still broke on through. Then Cellium had to use a cruise. They had that, and then that P1. I mean, if you don't have that to get accuracy off the point, maybe that looks a little bit differently, right? He's locking an angle down. You have this set up, some more time going the way of Surge.
There wasn't enough time to win it, but like enough time to make it a lot scarier, more frantic, right? Like you're looking at maybe like a 245 game on rotation type thing.
No doubt about it. The ARs of Atlanta FaZe go off here. 32 for Cellium. Slasher 26 and 19. 2 minutes on the hill.
And that's something that they've really worked. You know, I was talking to Crowder about their hard point, like leading in time. It was like Simp and aBeZy. Like they had their hard point time, and it's not always like gonna work out perfectly, but in a perfect world, like you want your AR in there, like Octane, he's been soaking up all the time. Like you want that, you want your subs flying out cuts. Like that is the stat line you want to see if you were FaZe, and that is what they have worked so hard to do. Like you heard in the interview with aBeZy, they have been working to fix that part of their hardpoint game. Starting to get there, but let's get to the stage. We've got Slasher, who was a beast, an absolute monster there across the series with Blaze.
Yes, he was, Merkin Maven. Las Vegas, give it up for Atlanta FaZe as they progress on through the bracket. Now, Slasher, let's hop into this series, okay? You guys go up 2-0, you lose the control. and then right there in that hard point, you're down by almost 100 going into that P4, looking like you was about to go to map 5. Tell me, how did y'all turn around from that P4 to really close it out in that exciting fashion?
You know, that's the thing about this game. It's a lot of chains, especially on that map. The P2 to P3 chain is kind of deadly, so we ended up down 100, but we know we can do it right back to them on the next set of rotations, and we did that. And I think also they kind of trolled on the P5. They should have beat us, to be honest, but when I got that streak on the P5, it literally won us the game.
Yeah, it truly did, okay, in that 3-1 fashion. Now you are back at Champs once again. We know your Champs history. Now, coming off that last event, y'all kind of got clutched up on here and there, but here at Champs, what's going to be different? What do you guys want to accomplish here in Las Vegas?
I mean, we're here to win, simple as that. I think we're the best team in the game right now. I think we're the best team at Major 5.
Yep.
We just let that one slip. If we do what we're supposed to do, we're going to show up and win.
Yes, you will, all right? I'm going to let you get out of here and go catch some sun, my guy. Anything you want to say to the fans out there?
Yeah, we appreciate the support, guys. You know, you guys have been a great crowd. Thank you guys so much, and hopefully we can bring this one home.
All right, that's going to do it for me and Slasher on the stage. Chris, take it away.
25% of the fans think FaZe Clan is going to take this whole thing. Atlanta FaZe has been doing work all season, coming in with the #1 seed, but this time looking a little bit vulnerable. We saw the reverse sweeps were out earlier, but all of a sudden the broom breaks for Seattle Surge in that game 4. Walk me through it, Clayster, because I was watching this game 4 and I'm thinking, oh God, we're going to another game 5. Pred and crew are rolling the first half of this hard point.
I thought the reverse sweep was on. I mean, the beginning of that map 4 looked incredible for the Seattle Surge. Like Slasher just said on stage, the chain is crazy, P2 to P3, and I genuinely believe FaZe figured out P4. They held an entirety of P4 to get back into the game and transition into the P5 with ease.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights here. Allie, what did you see in the first half of this one?
Well, I mean, I don't know about the first half, but I did see Cellium dropping 34 kills in that map #4 for that win. So the guy came diff in the later half of this series. I think Slasher made a great point. They do look like the best team in the game right now. We already knew that heading into Champs, simply because their hard points have gotten so much better. That aBeZy map #1 was flawless out of the Atlanta FaZe. aBeZy goes 28 and 13, and then they follow it up with one of their top 2 search destroy maps as well. El Silo, unfortunately, just could not go their way, but when you're winning games like that, you don't really have to with the Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, I was really impressed, especially by their setup on that P4 to come back into it. I mean, they were all the way pushed up in maps, and, you know, Clay, you're highlighting, they could spawn up behind them. Well, what do? Simp backs up to Cannon, plays his life, and from that position, you can get the angle on the cross towards Stables, and then also you get the angle into bottom art, right? They also simultaneously had a guy sitting backstage as well, so nobody was getting through, and even at the end there, the panic button was not hit, right? Like P5, it's sitting wide open. They're waiting for them to make a mistake, and what happens? Seattle makes that mistake. They peek Slasher 2 or 3 times. They give him that streak, which then leads to a victory. So for Atlanta FaZe, just think cool, calm, and collected, and know you're never out of these maps and making the calculated play. The second half of that game to the end, they were in the power position throughout the entire time they came to spawns.
As we take a look, the final score, 3-1, Atlanta FaZe powers into your winners bracket round 2, where they will play the winner of Toronto or LA Thieves tomorrow. For Seattle, you still have to wait and see who's going to drop down to you. Is this team in trouble, though, Clayster? I want to get your take first. How do you bounce back if you're the Surge, or do you think this could be the start of the end?
I'm really not sure about Seattle Surge. I mean, they didn't have a great Major 5. They come out here. They showed a little bit of life in this series, and that's something I give them credit for, is that they kept the mitts up the entire time. Honestly, there looks to be a little fight left in them, at least in this tournament compared to last tournament, so we're going to have to see something a little bit different out of them tomorrow.
Surge coming off of 3 straight losses. We'll see what they can do tomorrow. Let's take a look, though, at our scuff play of the game, and this one, of course, belongs to Atlanta FaZe. Walk me through it, Allie. Simp always shines when it's Champs time.
I mean, I have to assume it's from the Search Destroy. Yep, I mean, this guy dropped a 2.0. Some of the snipes that he was hitting, I mean, he has just come diff here for Champ.
He also had like the game-winning play in that hard point. We didn't catch it from the observer view, excuse me, but the money hill on that map is that P3, and he gets through, and there's a player just watching the front. He finds one, turns around, and finds a 3-piece. Those are the moments that we spoke about before the series started. He is able to make those plays and get you game-winning moments. He is simply that guy.
He's a Champs MVP candidate. We've got a few early on. Chat, let us know who you're liking so far. And of course, a big shout out to everyone who helped us determine our All-Stars this year. Let's get it started right now. It's our All-Star ceremony with Blaze on the main stage.
All right, thank you so much, Chris. Las Vegas, it's been an awesome event. And all year long, we had the best Call of Duty players on these stages and throughout the league. battling out for your hearts and to be the best. But now it is time to show some love to the best players in the league. It's your All-Stars. Coming to the stage first, help me show some love to the second team All-Stars. Make some noise. Give it up for Octane, Dashy, Shotzzy, and Priestahh, your second team All-Stars.
What an incredible lineup we have here. Two of the most impactful ARs in Octane and Dashy, and then you round it out with Priestahh and Shotzzy on the SMG. This is a squad no one wants to take on in a 4v4.
Yeah, I mean, this team would be absolutely unbelievable, right? Like, you're talking about Priestahh, who's been lights out. People call him LeBron, like when he was on the Cavs just taking over. And then Shotzzy, his movement is second to none. He's an absolute beast. And then you have Octane, best comms in the game, and has the shot to match it up. Do we even need to say anything about Bruce? The guy is extremely accurate. He's been getting better every single year, so this team is disgusting.
That is your second team All-Stars, but it's time to meet our Scuff Team of the Year.
Yes, it is, Chris. Las Vegas, help me blow the roof off this stadium for your Scuff Team of the Year. Coming out first, the rookie with the most is Scrapz. Coming out next is the biggest showman in the league. Show some love to MC Cellium. Coming out next, all I gotta say is, it's too easy for aBeZy. Give it up. And last but certainly not least, to round off your Scuff All-Star Team of the Year, all hail HyDra! One more time, Las Vegas, give it up for your Scuff Team of the Year!
Congratulations to our Scuff Team of the Year, HyDra, aBeZy, Cellium, and Scrapz. I want to start here with Scrapz, the all-star rookie. Has been popping off for Toronto as an AR. What have you seen from the youngster, Clay?
He walks the walk and talks the talk, man. This guy can shoot his gun straighter than anybody else. Scrapz, honestly, is a beast. I love the way he came into the league this year. Just absolute trash talk.
And one of the most impressive things when it comes to Scrapz, not only being a rookie, not only be able to back his bark, but the fact that he is always in the top 10 KD leaderboard with all the SMGs in the league. He is one of the more aggressive ARs that we have in the team, whose engagement surpasses the majority of the league. So I think not only that, to be able to play at that high level and high aggression that he does and succeed in the way that he has and completely overturn kind of the game plan of Toronto Ultra that used to be cool, calm, and collected. I see them standing up. I see them getting rowdy, and it's because of Scrapz. I mean, he has been incredible all year long.
The #1 AR, according to our fan vote, is going to Scrapz on your Scuff Team of the Year, but he's not the only AR locking this squad down. We've got the King Cobra backing him up.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about accolades, he has those. He has World Championship, you know, whatever. But when we talk about individual play as well, there has been bars that have been set by players in the past. He has exceeded that and set an entirely new bar that I don't know if anybody can get to on a consistent basis. We talk about 1.2s, 1.3s, kills, what you need to do on the map and take over in the big moments. Cellium does it time and time again. The kid is an absolute monster, and he's been in the MVP discussion for 3-4 straight years. Absolute beast. The community got it right.
Cellium representing Atlanta FaZe on our Scuff Team of the Year, as is his teammate. 2 from FaZe will land in your #1 squad. aBeZy gets the honor for his performances. Record-setting kills, especially on maps like Mercado.
When you talk about aBeZy, you talk about first bloods. This guy does it better than anybody else when it comes down to the entry sub role. To see him evolve what an entry sub actually is and become the player that he is today, it's honestly mind-blowing how good this guy is at what he does. In every single match we see it, he just goes off.
Incredible stuff from young abe throughout this season. Allie, when you're watching this young man, what is most impressive to his game to you?
It's just how comfortable he looks on the map at all times. It feels like he always has the game plan, and it seems to work out. One of the only 1v4s on the season, and it's just in the manner that he does it. It's always a smile on his face. He's always having a great time in game, and I love the interview we saw earlier from him saying, I realized maybe the work wasn't being put in last year, and I really took that to myself and decided to change as a player, and it has very much shown through the fruits of his labor for this Atlanta FaZe team.
His bank account is full, but the trophy case looking empty, looking for another ring. We got HyDra, though, also chasing his first ring. He gets our Scuff Team of the Year honors, and for good reason. One of the most exciting players to watch since day one of MW2.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's been unbelievable, right? And he was nasty when he first came to the scene, and I think he might be the most improved player this year, right? So HyDra, he's gotten to the top level, won 2 championships this year, has an MVP. The guy has been the best search player for about 2 months now, so he's just honing in on all different types of skills when it comes to Call of Duty, including a new language, guys. Let's talk about that. This guy came from a different country. He's redefining what it means to be a foreign player in the Call of Duty League. The guy is an absolute beast, and he is the face of the New York Subliners.
Australia represented, France represented in our second and first team of the years. Congratulations to all 8 players. But talking about our #1 squad, Clayster, break down these numbers. How ridiculous is this feat?
These blow my mind. We're talking about averaging over an entire season, averaging a 1.2 in hardpoint from HyDra and Cell, a 1.27 out of HyDra and S&D. Like, how do you average these numbers over an entire season? I can't do it one series.
Don't do that to yourself, Clay. I've seen you do it in plenty of series, but I also love how young I feel like both of these teams are. I feel like definitely the new generation of COD is moving up.
I got to give a big shout out to everyone out there in the crowd. Thank you for your energy, and keep it coming, because we still have 2 more matches. For everyone at home, though, make sure to get involved with your packs right now. We got the Champs Bundle up and rolling. Be like the king. Grab it right now and complete your Blueprint collection. Rule the battlefield to get your 2023 Call of Duty League Champs Pack today. And of course, while you're online, stay in the loop by signing up for the Call of Duty League newsletter. Receive breaking news, event discounts, and more. Just scan the QR code on the screen right now. It's COD Champs. It's day #1. When we come back, OpTic takes on Boston in your 3rd battle of the night. This is an epic showdown.